Guess what? I finished Season 2 of The Foundation on Apple TV. Let's talk about it. Before we even begin, I'm going to tell you right up front, this is worth the watch. You should watch The Foundation. The Foundation is one of the best sci-fi shows I've seen in a very long time. It's original. It's an original idea that Hollywood has not got into. But that's actually kind of funny because this show is based on a series of books back from the 1950s and 60s. The series of books are basically The Foundation, and they're by Isaac Asimov. I hope I said his name right. Now this Mr. Asimov, he also wrote Bicentennial Man, which I loved, with Robin Williams. I, Robot. Now hold on, let me rephrase. He wrote the book Bicentennial Man. He wrote the book I, Robot, which later got turned into a movie with Will Smith. And he also wrote The Fantastic Voyage back in 1966. Now, it's funny to hear about this writer who I've never heard of, who has done these incredible books. Now, I want to tell you, this show is great. I finished Season 2, okay? And at the end of Season 2, it's like, I can't wait for Season 3. Now, I know what you're saying. You're like, what? How am I going to watch this? Well, if you get an Apple product, let's say an iPad, let's say a Mac Mini or a phone, you're given 3 months worth of Apple TV. So let me just tell you about this show real quick. So it's based on two sets of idealisms. One is the Empire. It started with Cleon the First. He did not want to lose his empire that he had created hundreds of years before this story actually begins. So he clones himself, and he has 3 versions of himself: Brother Dawn, Brother Day, and Brother Dusk. Now, the other side of that is Dr. Harry Seldon, who we see in the very first episode. He claims that he is the foremost expert on psychohistory. Now, I didn't even know this was a thing, but apparently psychohistory is where you do a lot of math and you can figure out where the human race is going in the next couple hundred years. And the funny thing is, the Empire does not want to hear this. They don't want to hear that their empire will fall. And that's where the whole conflict begins. And that's Season 1. Season 2, we've already time jumped from, I think, 3 Cleons to Cleon the 16th, and he is actually about to end the legacy, end the cloning, and take a bride, and have birth for the new king, or not king, but empire, as it was. And there's another figure that's always with Empire, and that's Demoiselle. I believe that's her name. And she has been with Cleon the First up until the end. She's a robot, and she can help out, and she only serves Empire. Now, someone on the other side of that psychohistory is Gail Dornick. Now, Gail and Harry have this thing where they end up helping out the first 2 crises. There's supposed to be 3. And because of this, they feel like they have to make it to Season 3. I'm not going to tell you if they do or they don't. And there are some main characters. And there's some main characters in Season 2 that die. And it's great because they actually are not afraid to kill main characters, just like Game of Thrones. I like that because it makes it unpredictable. And especially when it comes to sci-fi. Sci-fi has to be, because it's not grounded in today's world, it's pushed out there. It needs to be grounded in story. It needs to be grounded in real emotion. And you can do that with certain things. Now, let's say Star Trek wasn't as grounded as other futuristic shows, okay? But this show is definitely worth watching. I want you to take your 3-month Apple TV period and watch and binge The Foundation, and then you'll be hooked. And you'll see that it's as original as it comes. You have Brother Dom, Brother Dave, Brother Dusk, and at the end of it, who's right? I don't think you want to be part of the evil empire that takes over the galaxy. You want psychohistory to win out because they are the future. The whole thing is psychohistory wants to, or Harry Seldon wants to put a foundation together to preserve history for when society and the empire falls. So what we have to do is we have to figure out which one's the best thing to keep, which one we should get rid of, and is it going to stay that way? So I want you to get your Apple TV together and watch this show. You won't be sad that you did, especially if you're a nerd, you're turning in, you're watching this show, so you're already geeky, you're already nerdy. Let's just go a little further and watch a good show. Alright, so I want you to like and comment. If you've already seen the show, tell me what you liked about the show, or what you didn't like, of course, but I think if you've seen it, you like it. Now subscribe. I guess here's a little icon for me. Hit that subscribe button. Tell me you like it. Tell me you don't. Tell me you like me. Tell me you don't. But watch the show. We'll see you the next review.